Hey, y'all. Thanks for joining me on your Sunday evening or afternoon or wherever you're at. Super Bowl Sunday, right? I'm Josh from Louisiana, and if this is your first time here on Sundays, I'm bringing y'all back to the Bayou to celebrate a show that was gone too soon, Southern Charm New Orleans. We certainly aren't picking up right where we left off in season one. There were some big changes going on down in New Orleans, and we've got moves, new booze, and makeovers. Also, my apologies to everyone. I had expected to go live, but then realized that it's Super Bowl Sunday and also the day before my birthday. So we have to do a little pre record here. Hope y'all enjoy. Now, laissez les bon temps rouler.
Good times, big easy. A little secret that I keep from me. Come on now, close your lips. A little secret. Let's keep living the good life. Laissez les bon temps rouler.
All right, we open with Barry and Tamika in their new home on the North Shore, or the country as Barry calls it, and a heartwarming scene with the whole Smithley family. Tamika has shifted from morning news anchor to the evening news and is now able to spend more time with her family. I'm not sure if this was mentioned in season one, but it turns out that Tamika is Hunter's stepmother. And knowing that makes it all the more heartwarming to see them interact because you would never guess that Hunter wasn't Tamika's biological son. Barry even says that Tamika is the first person Hunter calls whenever he needs something. Oh. Then we get to Reagan and Jeff, and it seems like a lot has changed for them since season one. They did their best to put in the effort, but in the end, things didn't work out and they divorced. It's sad because it was so obvious that Reagan and Jeff really loved and cared about each other, but sometimes, no matter how much we may love someone, it can't overcome the challenges we face. I mean, and to be honest, I can completely relate to Reagan and Jeff and empathize with them because, I too once had a boyfriend that I loved so much. And he really was the center of my world. But, in the end, we just had to accept the fact that we just weren't meant to be. He's still a really good friend and I still love him very much. But it was just interesting feeling that romantic love kind of shift into a platonic love. But, I'm so grateful to have met him and that he's still a part of my life in any capacity. But I really commend Jeff and Reagan for showing that an end to a marriage doesn't have to mean the end to a relationship. Obviously, there are rocky parts of that road you have to go through, but I think that they are great. They're a great example of a best case scenario. But can we also talk about Reagan's new confessional look? Because I was living for this. God, I think she's hot. That is a hot woman. Um, Next up, we have Justin and Kelsey finally made it through renovations and are all moved into Justin's childhood home. Although Kelsey is still waiting for a proposal, Justin says that he may not have given her a ring, but he's given her the keys to the castle, even turning a whole room into a closet just for her. But that's not the only change for Justin and Kelsey. They also went through some significant weight transformation, which is nearly impossible to do in Louisiana. I mean, look at them. They really, obviously put in the hard work. Um, but as I said, trust me, it is not easy to lose weight in Louisiana. And take it from me, I've done the legwork. And that'll stay up there for 2 seconds. Thank you. Bye. Anyways, we get to meet the newest member of their little family, Rue. And look at that baby. My God, it could just eat that little face up. But anyways, just side notes, I think that it's sort of a rite of passage in Louisiana that if you have a dog or dogs, at least one of them has to be named Rue. I know at least 6 people with a dog and named Rue, and I'm related to 2 of them. Then we have Reagan and Tamika meeting for lunch and a catch up. Reagan is now living in Lakeview and running her business and going to law school. So it's been a while since she's seen her friends. In the time since we last saw them at the end of season one, we know that things came to an amicable end with Reagan and Jeff. But now Reagan is also seeing someone else, which we'll get more into in a minute. But Tamika doesn't understand how Reagan can lean on her ex-husband, but not lean on her best friend. And, I completely understand where Tamika's coming from, but I also am just like Reagan in that I do not like bringing my problems to other people, not even my friends. Occasionally, I might bitch, but for the most part, I keep my struggles private. Not that I don't want to lean on my friends. I'm just a private person and don't like people knowing my business. But as Reagan says, she was putting on a show for everyone as though everything was fine. And to be fair, that's not only just a Reagan and Josh thing, that's pretty much a Southern thing. Now, on to guys' night at Jeff's house. God bless Jeff's sweetheart. He's got a cutting board, a slice of cheese, 3 strawberries, and liquor. He even admits, well, Reagan isn't here anymore, so this is what you get. We also get a brief glimpse into how things are going with Jeff post Reagan and appears totally fine. Barry even says, Jeff says I'm great, we're good, I'm happy for her, and as long as Jeff's happy, I'm happy. You gotta love straight man. They take everything at face value. But most importantly, we learn that John Moody is going to give Jeff a makeover and get this iconic confessional look. My God, you know what? And honestly, I think that might be my favorite confessional look of all time. Then it's time to have a pool party. We've got some great slow motion shots of everyone walking in, giving us a mini fashion show. One look, however, Tamika was not impressed with. Definitely wasn't her favorite. Kelsey walks in her bikini, and Tamika says, wait until the pool before showing it off. Then the ladies have a little moment that focuses on Reagan and Jeff's new normal, but Tamika is still grappling to understand how they can go from divorce to BFFs. Reagan, trying to find some common ground, attempts to show Tamika that everyone's situation is different and brings up that years ago Tamika left Barry and was ready to divorce. But they found a way to make it work, and Tamika, knowing that Rainey is in the pool 10 feet away, gets visibly upset and storms off. While I totally understand where Reagan was coming from, at the same time, I do get how Tamika would be bothered by that being brought up, especially with her daughter being so close by. Reagan then goes after her and says that she wasn't trying to say this to hurt or embarrass Tamika, but instead just trying to show a different perspective. But as sisters do, Reagan and Tamika make up. They may fight like cats and dogs, but in the end, they absolutely have each other's backs, and things always go back to normal. Though still confused, Tamika starts talking to Rachel, who has her own thoughts on the entire situation. Tamika thinks that Reagan and Jeff are living in La La Land, and Rachel thinks that Jeff is still in love with Reagan and Reagan is still in love with Jeff. And I get it. From the outside to most people, I'm sure it does look weird, but they loved each other. And I know firsthand that those feelings never fully go away. I think we all just get to a point that we can be copacetic and still love each other, but at the same time, understand that things just couldn't work out, and that's okay. And our final shot of the episode, we're at Reagan's house and are left on a cliffhanger as we see the ass of the mystery man that Reagan has been seeing. Thankfully, this show is syndicated, so we don't have to wait too long to see who it is. But that's all for season 2, episode 1 of Southern Charm, New Orleans. But before we go, I'd like to give a big shout out to my friends at Runaway Cajun Apparel. Got a package from Louisiana. Let's see what I got. It's squishy, which can only mean one thing. I got new t-shirts. If you ever need to give me a gift, this is what to get me. Oh, and I got stickers too. Rougarou. Believe that. For those of you who are not familiar, the Rougarou is actually Louisiana's werewolf. Bet you didn't know that. That's bright, that. No gumbo for you. To be an alligator on the bayou right now drinking a beer. Every dog has its day. Trash pandas. You know what, honestly, I kind of feel like a trash panda, especially this weekend. And this is all from Runaway Cajun Apparel. Claws. Wonder how expensive that crawfish would be. I hear that they are not cheap this year. The Rougarou. I love this. It's like 80s style. My eyes scared me. That's Cajun. And the best Cajun I could possibly do. And this has got to be the winner. Boudin. Look how cute that is. I cannot wait to wear every single one of these. Huge thank you to my friends at Runaway Cajun Apparel and my friend Tanya. Thank you so much for sending these along. I absolutely adore them. For everybody else, please be sure to click the link in my bio or go to runawaycajun.com to check out more of their other styles. All right, thank y'all for joining me. If you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And if you're feeling extra generous, give it a little share. I'm interested to know everyone's thoughts, so the comment section is wide open. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Josh from Louisiana for more updates and fun content. And be sure to tune in to my weekly recaps of Feud Capote versus the Swans, which drops every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time before the new episode airs on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Thanks and have a great week, y'all.